defining the science of AI NLP, with a kick at the end. So, here is the mathematics that matters for the science and technology of AI natural language processing we see with ChatGPT. We start with the fact that natural language is essentially the evolutionary pinnacle of brain-to-brain communication, one person to another. A brain, is defined as the whole neuronal system with helper subsystems for sensations and actions in a living person. We could add other types of ion channel systems as well. Indeed, we could simply say that bi equal to pi. A person is just a brain, and a brain is just a person. An assertion in natural language, AI, is an unlimited ordered list of words, modulated in various ways which can include, literally, hand-waving as well as vocal, auditory, and other sensory motor components of the brain. Dictionaries exist that will list those words and many of their modulations for a particular natural language. 1 AI equal to Y. Now, here is the equality that most mathematicians imagine for natural language processing. 2 by I equal to BJI. But this belief is never true. This is the first law of natural language processing. Rather, there is an additional variable, call it cognition, CI, which is never the same between any bi and BJ, as in 3 BI, CBJ, CJ. The problem of NLP most fundamentally is to make 4 CI equal to CJ so that 5 BI, CI equal to BJI, CJ. That, friend, is the ABC law of natural language processing. We can make CI equal to CJ by decomposing C into its component functions and bring these individually into alignment. However, such perfect alignment is never possible. Therefore, we can assert a third law of natural language processing that asserts that CI divides into 3 functions. Agreed components are necessarily expressible as additional assertions, I. Disagreed components, I, and not yet cognized components of disagreement or agreement, C, as in 6 CI equal to I, CI. C is simply a delayed evaluation component that can be thrown out. So, 7 CI equal to I, understanding that as time goes by, any new I and I components may be introduced out of CI. Brains are constructed such that the components in CI are uncountable and for practical purposes infinite. That is the 4th law of natural language processing. So the problem for any B is to construct an AI solution for CI such that every assertion in CI becomes an agreed assertion, AI, or agree to disagree moving AI into the set chi so AI becomes null. So now 2 holds as true. That's it. The 2 brains have aligned what was originally meant by AI. We already know a lot more about how the component decomposition of CI works, but there's a lot more work on the details. It will be many, many years more in working out all the details of NLP. The B function producing CI is a pretty complicated system of trillions of subsystems evolved over 1 billion years of brain development. But notice this math is completely observable, since A is always an observable assertion in words in natural language. It is tested by 2 direct observers of the same AI being added to with a new derivative AIs. Either bi or BJ can seek and independently gain alignment from the other. Corollaries. 1. You can talk yourself out of or into anything. 2. Any sentence can be a lie. 3. Any sentence can be the truth. 4. Conversation in natural language is essential to align 2 brains on a communication. In other words, A is always observable, and the observers are 2 people directly confirming. Alignment by adding derivative assertions to A with further communication. This is a better test than the Turing test to confirm that both human brains are communicating or not as humans communicate. The claim of this theory is this is true whether these brains are operating inside of persons or machines. This is the formal basis for the Internet Court of Truth and Lies at www.lecourt.com. You can test this formulation yourself by running alignment testing with your beliefs and those of others. By this definition of the science of NLP, ChatGPT fails to capture the full science because it wears out with challenging attempts at alignment. This is a fundamental limitation easily directly observed by experiment, which is probably repairable only by models considerably larger than the ones we have today. Dictionaries work universally in human natural language. Turing machines have this property as well, but not with a brain to observe them, and natural language to confirm this communication about Turing machines. Here's more detail on how your brain works generally to establish and solve. Equation 2, 100 billion sources of hate between your ears, or the fundamental symmetry of brain computation. Medium.com.